What's up, folks? Welcome to the latest edition of NDD. Of course, I'm Pete Mulroy. Glad to have you along for this update, which will be led by the Notre Dame schedule releasing the times and the dates of their home games. Now, we know Notre Dame's going to open on the road down in Miami for a huge opening season date with the Hurricanes. That will have playoff implications. Miami's going to be a preseason top 25 team. Notre Dame will be a preseason top 10 team as they look to get back to the national title game and fulfill their destiny from a year ago with the first title since 1988. So when you go beyond that Miami game and you look at Notre Dame's entire schedule from top to bottom, but specifically the home games, we see that it is bunched with top-tier talent. After that opening road trip to Miami, Notre Dame comes home and hosts Texas A&M. They will also be a preseason top 25 team. We saw that 10-point win for Notre Dame a year ago in College Station. So Act 2 of Notre Dame, Texas A&M this year, if you will, should be a good one. You look at what the rest of the schedule has, and the NBC times were released earlier this week. You've got 3:30 starts against Purdue, September 20th. Boise State comes to town, and that's an intriguing one because Notre Dame and Boise State have never played collegiate football against one another. So that's going to be a huge draw for the TV networks on both sides. And then obviously in South Bend, you've got the aforementioned date with Texas A&M. You'll see NC State October 11th for a 3:30 game. Then you get back-to-back contests with USC and Navy at 7:30 p.m. on October 18th and November 8th, respectively. So when you now add in some of those road games, Notre Dame's going to go to Boston College. They're going to go to Arkansas. They end the season at Stanford. You've got a trip to Pittsburgh, which is never easy. The times for those last four games that I mentioned, Pitt, Arkansas, Stanford, and Boston College, have not been announced yet. But if we focus on Notre Dame's home slate, Texas A&M, not going to be easy. Boise State, you know what you have with them. Playoff team a year ago. Of course, they lose their star running back, Ashton Jeanty, who went 6th overall in April's NFL draft to the Las Vegas Raiders. And then the old rival USC comes in. And what are you going to get in this brand of USC football? We don't know. There's a lot of questions that need answering for this USC team, and you never take them lightly. So if you're a season ticket holder or you have plans to go to a Notre Dame home game this year, you've got, once again, a loaded schedule. But these three, Texas A&M, Boise State, USC, when you talk about major opponents, major draws, this brand of Notre Dame schedule certainly has it. And if you're going to make a run at a college football playoff, Notre Dame opens the season with back-to-back statement opportunities. Trip to Miami, home game Texas A&M to start the home slate. And then you've got, obviously, the Boise game. You'd have to expect one way or the other, and I think they will be based on the talent they have returning, that Boise will be in the mix. You pick up a quality win against a visiting Boise State team, you're off and running here, all right? But the season starts with a bang in a game that is going to draw millions in that Miami game. But you take a look at this Notre Dame home schedule, and we just sort of teased it here. We've got plenty of time to go through matchup by matchup, blow by blow. But this is going to be a fun campaign for Notre Dame. Expectations obviously through the roof, as they always are, but especially this year, coming off a near title in the title game lost to Ohio State. Expectations are where they should be. They are high, but they are realistically high. Staying in the world of college football, specifically as it relates to Notre Dame, you sort of get a surprise signing here in the NFL with Max Hurlman signing with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's a PA kid, and he spent 4 years at Colgate before transferring over to ND for his grad season. Primarily kick returner, got more accolades as a wide receiver when he was at Colgate. But the nice thing about Hurlman when he was with the Irish, he was, possession on the punt returns. Didn't turn the football over. Didn't rack up a lot of yards or yards after the return, but he didn't put the ball on the ground. And that's what all you could ask for. And you don't often see, so if dare I say, the reserve player or just a special teamer get the recognition or the notice from the National Football League, but here we are from the athletic skill set, maneuverability to play multiple positions, wide receiver, kick returner, special teams where he logged 13 tackles and a fumble recovery a year ago for the Irish. You don't often see it translate into being drafted and then even an undrafted free agent signing. But here, that's exactly what happened for Max, and he earned every step of it. It's going to be tough to make the NFL roster, but you got to start somewhere. And this is big news coming out of Notre Dame camp, and this is absolutely huge news for Max Hurlman, who signs a deal as an undrafted free agent with his hometown team, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, we've been talking about a lot of the other athletics going on across campus. Football recruiting is a big major grab, obviously. You've got the men's lacrosse team still very much in the mix now in the final 8 of the NCAA men's lacrosse tournament, looking for their 3rd consecutive national title. Rowing taking place. We'll talk more about that as the season goes on. There are different events, the ACC championships in track and field, and obviously the baseball team continues to roll. But the men's golf program got off to a huge start in the NCAA regionals. Now, there's 6 different locations for the regionals across the country. The men's golf team goes out to Tallahassee, and all they do as a team is post a -7 score, led by Jacob Modeleski, who fired a 5 under 67. Notre Dame, when you looked at the end of day 1, was in 2nd place in this regional, behind only the host Florida State, who posted a astonishingly solid number of -14. They're a good team from top to bottom. But here you have the Irish. Chris Bannell fired a round of -1 to contribute along with the -5 score of Modeleski. So Notre Dame goes into day 2 at -7 off the pace by Tallahassee. Now, the cut's going to come to see who advances to the NCAA championships after 54 holes. But if there was a cut after day 1, and this is interesting, and of course there is not, as I just said, Florida State advances, Ole Miss, New Mexico, and Augusta. And who else? Notre Dame. So it's a hell of a start for the Irish out there in Tallahassee. It'd be a great football game, we know that. But the men's golf team off and running, and it's a great start to the NCAA regionals, which the Irish hope parlays into a berth into the NCAA championships. We'll have the follow-up report. Tomorrow we'll take more of a look at what's going on in the world of recruiting, baseball update, and perhaps a little bit more lacrosse. It's very early in the week, folks. We got plenty to talk about. Keep subscribing here on Notre Dame Daily, and of course across all social platforms to follow our mothership, FanArch. Have a great rest of your day. I'll talk to you tomorrow, and as always, go Irish.